Hello guys, welcome back. I've been working on Jurchens Lancer Rush, Steppe Lancer Rush build order. I'll link the video in the end of this one, so that if you want to see the actual build order, just click on that tile at the end. Yeah, I had 4 games last night, tested it out, and I went up from I think 1360 to 1420. I won every game that I played with it. Didn't necessarily execute the build particularly well due to various factors, but one of them was actually on Black Forest as well. If you've not seen that video, I've uploaded that one. Um, yeah, we're doing it on Arabia now. It is a deer pushing build, and a little bit unlucky on this one because we've only got 2 deer, so I think that does cause me some issues, which I didn't quite figure out how to how to fix it. I don't get the 1340 uptime that I'm aiming for. I end up being a bit later, unfortunately. And it is unfortunate because I'm up against the Japanese who are going to be doing man-at-arms rushes. Yeah, men-at-arms rushes are quite problematic, let's say, for these types of build orders, these fast castle build orders, because they could get in your base and cause you quite a few issues, and just delay your rush really. I think they're normally okay if they've not been able to actually get through your base and pick off villagers or anything. Once you've got some Steppe Lancers out, you're normally going to be okay. Yeah, that's the hard bit, is trying to stop them getting through, because they do take down palisade walls very quickly and houses very quickly, and it can certainly cause you a few issues. Playing against Grigor Grinta, who's playing as the Japanese. Quite a friendly chap at the start of the game, and we did have a bit of a chat at the end of the game. He was quite friendly. He was talking about the strategy, saying it was quite well executed, and this is something I do quite a lot. So I was talking to him about Lancer Rushing and with Mongols and all the other fast castle strats that I do. And he said, and then it seemed like he was getting a bit salty, like the salt started to come through from the friendliness. He said, "Oh well, it's a bit of it seems like a bit of a boring way of playing, just doing fast castles." And I said, "Well, no, not really." I said, "For me, I don't like games that last 40-50 minutes. I like fast games. So, these sort of strategies work well for me, and make me enjoy the game a bit more." And he said, "Oh, well, that's a bit of a strange outlook to have on playing Age of Empires." I think he was sort of saying, well, you should go to StarCraft if you want faster games. Yeah. So this is what I did to try and make up for the fact that I've got 1 less deer. I put a couple of extra villagers on berries a bit earlier, but it didn't quite work out how I wanted it to, I don't think. But yeah, you'll see here, I'm just shooting those deer. They don't decay as the Jurchens, so you can just get them pushed in and just leave them there until you're ready to go on them, which is what I'm doing. So I'm going to have 4 vills on each deer, and then they'll start going onto the sheep after that. But yeah, the extra 2 villagers on the berries didn't quite do what I needed it to do, which was unfortunate. Probably served to be quite useful a bit later on once the men at arms are in, because normally with this build, when we're sort of clicking up to the castle age, we're going to send villagers from sheep over to the berries. We're not going to send another 4, so we end up with 6 on berries. So it's probably quite useful that I've got 4 there now, because if you're getting pressured, you can't really send those extra villagers over. It can be a bit difficult. So, still a little bit way off clicking up yet. I think I've scouted his base, or I will have done in a minute. I'm up there now. So, but as you can see, militia are being produced. So we've got the men at arms coming in fairly soon. Not a huge amount to show at the minute during this game. Just getting the barracks on the way up. Yeah, I think sending those extra villagers over there just slowed down the time to collect all these sheep. I thought having one less deer to collect from, it might have been all right. Maybe if I'd have just sent one villager over to the berries, maybe that would have done the job. But I don't think they would have done 14 drop-offs, so they wouldn't have made up the right amount of food, I don't think. So yeah, a bit of a strange one when you've only got 2. You probably have to add an extra villager in to the actual build, which I didn't do here. But yeah, he's here now. I've sort of preempted the man-at-arms, so I've sort of got these partially built walls. Obviously this is going to slow down my food collection as well. So this has a bit of an impact on my uptime. But yeah, quite a way off food-wise. I think there's enough food from the sheep, it's just I don't have enough time to collect them. Maybe here I should have just sent those villagers that come out of the TC onto food. Not sure if I do that. I've sent them over to gold, which is where you would send them. Probably should have sent them onto the sheep. But yeah, about 100 food off. So it's going to delay me probably by a villager worth before they come in. But I've stopped production. Figured there's no point in spending more food, because that's just going to delay my uptime even more. So just get the food dropped off, click up, and I expect it'll be a 14-minute uptime rather than 13:40. So 40 seconds. Yeah, you can see there 43 seconds idle time. So yeah, it'll be 14:03, which is still not bad. But there's probably a more efficient way I could have done that with a decent build. But the good thing is we've got the defensive tower. We're nicely walled up around here. There's not really much you can do with those men-at-arms. He should really be attacking these palisades here, but yeah, I think it's the same old story. I'd just build them up. So obviously when he's trying to get through the palisades, I'm just making some stone walls behind it. That'll just really stop that push. That's something I've only started doing recently. And I figured that's probably the way to counter the men-at-arms. Stop them smashing through, just put some stone walls behind wherever they're trying to come through. Because obviously with this new meta, I'm just trying to think, how can I make sure that the Lancer Rush and the fast castle strategies actually work against the men-at-arms. So quite a simple, logical step to take, but for some reason I never did that against men-at-arms rushes. I don't know why. Sometimes it takes me a little while for my brain to work. But in this case, it took me about 2 years for my brain to figure that out. But we're up now. No major issues. It was quite late in sending archers forward, so don't know if he was planning on doing that, or if he just thought the men-at-arms would have been fine on their own with the new meta, and obviously Japanese men-at-arms. But yeah, really quite late in sending archers forward. I think that's probably cost him. If he'd have sent archers forward sooner, it'd have done much better. But we're up. We've got bloodlines in. We're making Steppe Lancers now. So, but there's not really any issues. I think now, obviously, that I'm in the castle age, he's probably thinking he needs to get up. So he's not even making it. Oh no, he is now. I was just going to say he's not making any more troops, but he is. He's just started making another 4 archers. Maybe it just wasn't so great at sorting those out. For some reason he's got 3.5 minutes idle TC, which is a bit weird. I mean, I've got quite a bit. I think the reason I've got quite a bit was because of I think there was a bit of a delay to making farms, possibly, or I kept getting house. I'm not quite sure. Don't know why I've got such TC idle time. Yeah, it looks as though I've been housed, certainly on one occasion there. But yeah, he's got loads of TC idle time. Not quite sure why. But here we are, we're pushing forward. Decided to go quite early for the siege workshop. I sort of stopped making production of the lancers, and I think the reason I did that was because I knew he wasn't really putting too much pressure on. He was just trying to turtle up at this point, get an army behind his base, rather than coming and attacking me. So that gave me a bit of map control. So gave me a bit of freedom, stop making a bit of lancer production for the time being, come forward, get some rocket carts. Because I knew we'd just be camping behind here with archers and spearmen. I knew that the rocket carts would just obliterate them. So yeah, wanted to get the rocket carts out pretty quickly. Here I'm just kind of keeping him busy a little bit. So keeping him moving his troops around. And I do go and, oh no, I thought I was going to say smash through that wall, but I'm waiting for the rocket cart to come. There we go, so rocket cart's out. And I'll probably start adding a load more. It's trying to get that defensive tower down. I don't... Yeah, he would have spotted the siege workshop, so he would have known. That's probably when he started making the tower, but it does say it after the game. It says, oh, I should have made the tower a bit sooner. Not sure if that would have helped him too much. I do love rocket carts. They're so much fun. Such a good unit. I know technically they're the same sort of thing as a mangonel, but they're just so much better. Yeah, I tried patrolling in then to kill that villager off to stop it making the tower, but it didn't work for some reason. But yeah, as soon as I've got in, GG's. So yeah, I've actually ended up with the villager lead in the end, and he's got no army. Not much he can do at this point. He's got lancers in his base, rocket carts coming to blow everything up, and it is the GG. So cheers guys, let me know what you think in the comments, and do click the video on the screen now if you want to see the actual build order as it should be, without messing up and only having 2 deer instead of 3. Cheers.